Today I am building my house in The Sims 4. This is the house that I live in. It's pretty accurate. It's not 100% accurate because I live in a split level, and you can kind of make split levels in The Sims 4, but like only really if it goes down to one open space, and even then there's flaws with it. So I have multiple split levels. It's not just one. The level that it goes down to has more than one room, so I wouldn't be able to place doors without having stairs going up and down because the foundation is still included in the lower level. So it wasn't going to look accurate either way, and I thought it was going to work better not being a split level. But what that means is that the stairs are full staircases instead of half staircases, so they take up too much space. So I had to do a lot of playing around with the layout. I don't usually spend this much time figuring out the layout when I build a house in The Sims, but because of the whole split level stair thing, everything, I spent more time with it. And I ended up with a couple of pockets in the house that are not usable playable space, so I don't have doors to them. In real life, they don't exist. They're not there. I just added them in the game to compensate for the stairs taking up too much room. So again, they're not there in real life, which I don't know that anyone would want to download my house to play in The Sims, but if you do decide that you want to play in this house, feel free. But yeah, it's not a mistake. I didn't forget doors. They're just, those spaces don't exist. Also, this house is very different than how I usually build in The Sims. I usually like to add a lot of windows. I like to make sure that rooms are all well lit. I'm going to try really hard not to roast my house as I narrate this video because I didn't intend for this to be what that was. I don't know. I don't know what that thought got away from me. But anyway, I'm going to try to have it, I don't mean to make fun of my house, so hopefully I won't too much. But normally this isn't where my Sims would live, but I do want to live vicariously through my Sim because right now I'm stuck at home, can't hang out with my friends, can't really work. I'm working like a little bit, doing a few things, but I thought, let's have my Sim have a job and leave the house and talk to people since I can't do that. So I'm going to have my Sim. She wants to open up a vet clinic, but I'm going to start them out. I'm going to, obviously, like this won't be a starter home for Sims, so I'm going to cheat to get them into the house, and then gonna make them start with no money after that. And then they have to save up from scratch to buy the vet clinic, and get that. So right there, we have like a little planter there. In real life, nothing's living in it. It's just dirt, but it looked weird and you couldn't tell what it was supposed to be. So I just put a little plant in there to make sure that it was obvious what that was. And yep, that door is the only door to my house. We only have one door. It's on the side. Here, I have a ceiling fan with a light in it, and the ceiling fan in The Sims doesn't have a light, and I don't know why, because I don't know that I've ever in my entire life seen a ceiling fan without a light built into it. So I just made one by intersecting. There's actually 3 objects in it, and I used move objects to do that. Here, I'm using the new feature from the update where you can hold the Alt key and put windows and doors wherever you want to put them, which is super cool. So I got to do that in this build for the first time. With the windows, I went with size versus appearance in terms of accuracy. There are windows that look like my house, and so like I placed those ones first and then switched to these because I thought that in terms of accuracy, the right size made more sense than the right appearance, just to place everything properly. So you'll see that. I mean, you won't see. You don't know what my house looks like, probably. Maybe you do. So yeah, this is the outside of my house, and yep, like it looks pretty accurate. Like it does look a lot like what my house looks like. Just obviously the second level isn't quite so high up from the first level because it's a split level. But it looks a lot like my house. Like it felt a little bit surreal to see my house in the game. I also have a chimney in real life that I didn't add. Off camera, I played with it for a little bit, but it didn't look good, so I didn't add it. Starting to paint stuff. Got all my mismatched light fixtures in all the rooms. Some of the rooms don't have lights. It's not a mistake. I didn't forget them. They're not there. So the living room, I ended up adding an extra light in the living room that isn't there in real life, but the little floor lamp that I just placed was the closest to what I have in real life. But it wasn't very bright, so I did end up putting a second light in my living room that's not there. I also, here I'm creating my built-in fireplace. We don't use it in real life. We have never used it. It's like you can't get to it in real life. There's stuff in the way. And I do put stuff in the way. And again, that's not a mistake. That was intentional. This china cabinet looks the most like what I have, but it's too small. So and sized up, it was a monstrosity. So I took this one from Cats and Dogs and found the right color for it. And then I just sized it down because it was too big. But sized down, it was like the perfect size for what I wanted. Getting our thermostat, our fire, smoke alarm is on the ceiling, but I just put it high up on the wall. Put some bins there. They're recycling bins in real life, but in The Sims, they're just garbage cans. Anyway, placing my kitchen. I think my kitchen turned out really, really well. You know, when you're playing The Sims and you're trying to make something look accurate, you only have so many things to work with, but the kitchen, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it looks fantastic. It looks a lot like my real life kitchen. In real life, all of my cabinets are painted with chalkboard paint so you can write on them, which obviously, you know, can't do in the game, but they are like that color. And there I am placing the window with the Alt key exactly where it is in real life. In this spot, I have a deep freezer, so I played with sizing up a cooler to mimic that, but it didn't look very good. I also didn't want my Sims to try and sit on top of it or get cereal out of it, so I ended up just making one out of 2 white end counter pieces, which looked pretty good, I thought, except for that little piece sticking up in the wall in the end, and I wanted to cover that up. Since that freezer is where I store my dog's food, I just put a little nod to that with bags of dog food covering up the spot there. And, you know, can't tell that it's there. I thought that looked pretty good. And then placing my microwave over here. It's actually on an end table, but microwaves don't snap to end tables. So I put a counter, and I mean, who really cares? This spot looks amazing. I think it looks so good. We actually have these little fake plants there. We have that magnetic knife rack. We have a little shelf that's a bit of a catch-all in our kitchen. So that looks great. We don't have that spoon thing there. It used to be there. I put it there. I liked it because then you were at the stove and you had whatever you needed to cook with. Luke didn't like it though, and he cooks more often than I do, so he took it down. But since this is my sim house and real Luke won't be using it, and Sim Luke, it won't care. I just put them there because I liked it. This shelf is where I keep all of my dog supplements, and I put some business cards there. I do keep business cards there. So obviously there aren't dog supplements in the game, but there are a few things that are similar to not similar to dog supplements. I put men's grooming products there, and some pickles, I think. But I thought they looked like they could be dog supplements. So placing the flooring, that tile actually looks better than the tile in my kitchen, and it's such horrible tile, but my tile needs to be replaced. It's awful. It's all cracked and horrible. We always have Amazon boxes in that corner, so I just was trying to think of something that I could put in that corner that would just mimic the crap that's in that corner. We have a dog crate in this spot. It's bigger than the default pet carrier size. It's also just a metal crate. I wish they had that in the pets expansion, but they don't. But it looked horrible sized up. It was too small sized, at the regular size. So I put a nod to it here. So in real life, my cats love to lay on top of that crate and look out the window from it. And we actually have we have a bed on top of the crate so that they're more comfy while they do that. So I just put a nod to that. I don't know that the beds are playable. I went for how it looked over how that would work because I don't care if my pets use those. The litter box, on the other hand, I obviously do want my cats to be able to get to. So in real life, it would kind of intersect with the shelving unit, which I could have done with move objects, but then I was then my cats wouldn't have been able to use the litter box. So I just put wall shelves with pet treats and stuff because that's what I have there. And I put the seasons decoration thing there because in the shelving unit, we keep a lot of our holiday stuff. We don't really have many decorations in real life, but all of these pet treats and stuff I had to place manually because nothing clips to the shelves in The Sims except for this dog statue, which I do have a little dog statue on those shelves. But the shelves in The Sims are not very useful. There's not really much that you can put on them, which is kind of annoying, but whatever. Making my entrance area here. So eventually I do go back and I put an umbrella stand in this spot because I forgot initially, and your Sims need an umbrella stand, otherwise they can't get an umbrella. And then if they can't get an umbrella, then they get wet out in the rain, and then they're grumpy and they don't want to do things. So I put one there eventually. This spot, I put a couch and a love seat. In real life, we have a sectional, and you can like make what looks like a sectional by using multiple couches and move objects, but I want this space to be playable. So and I don't want the animations to like look weird. I don't want them to not be able to get to the couch. So I put a couch and a love seat instead, but they're the right color. They're brown. This table I put a computer on and a chair at. At real life, there's no chair there. It's like a computer hard drive, and we use the TV as the monitor, and that's how we watch like Netflix and everything. We don't have cable. But I also play The Sims on that, and it's got like a big screen, so it's pretty cool. I added a light here. In real life, there's no light there, but it was just so dark that the standing floor lamp does add more light in real life. So I was like, whatever, I'll just put another light in. And it's still a dark space, but in real life, it is a dark space. So I was like, whatever. I put up a few pictures. This spot right here, I have a really nice print of the Lorax that my mom got me. Around the house, like we've got like some photos of family. These ribbons are representation of all my dog's titles and ribbons that I keep up on the wall because they have those in real life, and I am very proud of their accomplishments. Putting a few things on here. I put that flower up on the mantle. It's from the Dine Out package. It's the only thing I ever, I think, use much from the Dine Out package. I really like that flower. So my bed frame is actually darker than this, but it was the right shape and the bedding looked pretty good. So I was like, close enough, it's fine. Spice's crate is beside the bed, and I did player test it to make sure that my Sim can still get into the bed with that there. She can. We have shelves there. They're not like those like staircase ones, but those ones have like the slide out drawers, and we have ones like that. Also laundry on the floor, because in real life, there's laundry on the floor in my bedroom. So it's accurate. Count how many times I say accurate in this video. Anyway, we have some built-in stuff in the closet, so I put a little bit there. And then this is a linen closet. I could have put shelves in and manually placed a bunch of items, but I didn't spend too much time on it because my Sims won't even play it anyway. This room here is like my dog training room / work room. So I have built-in shelving in this spot, which I made out of wall shelves, a desk, and a column, and I think it looks pretty good. And then I put the funkiest mirror in the game. It's not a mirror that I think I would have in real life, but I have a really cool mirror up there. So I wanted to put a nod to the fact that I don't just have a plain boring mirror in that spot. And then I have like jewelry and makeup and stuff in this spot. It's intended to be like a spot where I can get ready, but I never wear makeup, so I don't really use it for that. That's what it was intended to be though. Then I have stuffed animals up on that top shelf, so I just put a bunch of the kids' toys up there for that. I do keep on the shelves all of my sewing fabrics. So I ended up using the folded towels in different colors stacked on top of each other to mimic the fabric that I have there. And then there's no sewing machine as of yet in the game. Maybe the new stuff pack, the knitting one, will have a sewing machine. But I ended up putting a computer there just so that it's still like kind of a workspace for my Sim, even though yeah, I mean, like, and I have a portable computer, so I put the laptop there and I work all over the house with it, but I just figured I'd put it there for now. She can pick it up and move it. So there is my bookcase. I played around with a few of them. We've got some drawers there, pet bowl, and you'll see soon. Oh, yeah, and a little pet crate there, end table, and you're going to see something that you might cringe at, but again, this is accurate. That is what I have there for my dogs, so that when they're training, they're not slipping on the floor. For Troy especially, it's just going around the top floor, checking that I didn't forget everything or anything, which I did. Zero's crate is under the desk there. So this bathroom is, I mean, it's pretty accurate, but the shower, in real life, it would have taken up those 2 tiles there instead of just the one. But there's no like 2-tile shower without a bathtub being involved because my house doesn't have a bathtub, unfortunately. So I just put a single shower instead. And then, I was a little worried that like I mean, if you haven't played The Sims, you won't get it. But like, if you play The Sims, you know that you would be worried that for some reason your Sims are going to think the toilet was in the way of the sink. So I did test that. And then I put a little cat decal on the wall because we have a little cat decal on our light switch in the bathroom. So this room, so these two rooms are like down half a level, but they're on the main level in this build. This room does not have an overhead light in the room. The closet to that room has a light, but the room doesn't have a light. So I don't know. I don't know. My house is weird. I also realized that I forgot to put a litter box in this room. So when I first play it, I do put one in. I moved the standing lamp in the corner over a tile and put the same litter box that I have upstairs in that corner. So if like you download this house from the gallery and you really want it to be the same as mine, which is like a little bit creepy, but you know, to each their own. I uploaded it there, so do what you want with it. There is a litter box in that corner. I didn't think that the food bowls would snap to the table, which they did. And I wasn't going to put them there because I wanted my cats to be able to use them. But they snapped to the table just fine, so I put them there. And we do feed the cats up on the table, so the dogs can't get to their food. And then I started to work on Luke's like, I don't know, video game room, I guess. When you have a 4-bedroom house and no kids, that you get to have like rooms that you're like, I don't know what to call this room. I ended up putting the kids dresser there because I thought it looked the most accurate. And then his computer monitor is actually, or not computer monitor. I guess it's a computer monitor. I don't know. It's for Xbox. But anyway, it's more centered, but it didn't clip in the center. And for some reason, in this room, I cared about stuff clipping where I didn't really in other parts of the house. Cluttered up this table. I ended up putting the gardening tools there, even though like I know you wouldn't really find them in this room, but it's Luke's room and Luke likes to garden. So I was like, whatever, sure, that can go there. In real life, it's like Monster energy drink cans. And then working on the basement, you can see the flowers by the front door kind of floating in the air in the basement, but whatever. So basement, again, mismatched light features, cause, you know, and then, putting in some quarter tiles there. And then, I mean, there's nothing really special about my basement. Like it's a basement. Luke has hydroponic tents in the basement, which you can't get in The Sims, so I put just some planters. We've got a second fridge in the basement, which we don't use, but it came with our house. It's there. And our fridge upstairs is currently breaking, so we'll probably have to move that fridge. It works fine. The one in the basement is like nicer than the one upstairs, so we're probably gonna have to switch them soon. I end up putting the vet fabricator thing near where those end counters are. Right now I was deciding what to put in this other room. I put a grandfather clock because I wanted like that room isn't empty space in my house. It's my furnace room, but there's no furnace in The Sims. So I put the grandfather clock there because I was like, I want to put something so that you can tell it's not the empty space areas. I don't know. Anyway, I put a grandfather clock there. That's what I decided to do. All of my fences are mismatched in real life. So I mismatched them. This spot here where I put this is actually like a dog exercise pen. So that one door to my house, again, the only door. And I used to have to walk my dogs on leash to the backyard, which got really annoying. So I just put an X pen across it so that I could just open the door to let my dogs out to pee instead of having to do that. Thought about putting a car in the driveway, decided not to. They can't use it anyway, so whatever. Just trying to, the outside isn't super accurate. I mean, everything that's in my backyard, except for my shed because the roof is caving in and we don't use it, and it's like further back anyway, is there. It's just that it's a little bit small, and I did not include a front yard because we don't use it and I wanted more space in the back. So I just put the house near the front of the lot. And the property that I placed this on in, oh my God, I can't think of the name of the neighborhood. Brindleton Bay, has like a nice grassy front area in front of the lot anyway. So I was just like, whatever, that's our front yard. Just placing up some finishing touches around here. I almost forgot the bathroom in the basement. but I did remember, so I kind of rushed, put that in at the end, got our outside garbage bin, and here I go placing the vet thing, and I just got rid of the counter there and put that there. The downstairs bathroom that I almost forgot is really small. It's very simple, so it's just small and simple in the game, but you know, that's what we've got. I hardly ever use that bathroom, so I think that's why I almost forgot it. All right, bye-bye.